General Hospital will reveal details about Nancy Lee Grahn, the actress famous for her role as Alexis Davis in the hit soap opera General Hospital, who is well known for her strong opinions and her willingness to express her feelings on social issues. However, she sparked a major controversy when making statements about the raging wildfires in Los Angeles County. Her comments not only shocked the online community and her fans but also led to a series of intense reactions. These statements not only fueled debates but also resulted in serious consequences, including an incident where Nancy was assaulted while walking on the street. As a well-known actress, Nancy Lee Grahn has always attracted significant public and media attention. She rose to prominence for her role as Alexis Davis in General Hospital, where she established a strong, charismatic image and was unafraid to voice her opinions. However, her comments, especially on political and social issues, often provoke mixed reactions. Amid the wildfire disaster in Los Angeles, Nancy Lee Grahn once again stirred the public when she expressed her anger about the government's response to the crisis, sharply criticizing the president at the time and his supporters. She posted on social media, "The devastation is unimaginable, the fear and confusion of what to do or where to go is incomprehensible. The disgusting, petty, ugly, and heartless words from the next president regarding this unprecedented disaster are unforgivable. America, those who voted for this pig will certainly regret it. That is the only thing that is certain in all of this." Nancy's statements immediately triggered strong reactions from her followers and the online community. Many people expressed their disagreement with her views, arguing that she should not continuously criticize an individual in such a manner and should focus on taking constructive actions rather than just criticizing negatively. Meanwhile, a portion of her fans and those who shared her perspective felt that she was merely speaking out for a just cause and expressing her dissatisfaction with the government's handling of natural disasters. They believed that criticizing the president and those responsible was necessary as disasters increasingly became more severe and uncontrollable. Nevertheless, Nancy Lee Grahn did not back down in the face of public criticism. She continued to express her views, stating that such criticism was inevitable, as she was merely doing what any responsible citizen should do. She asserted that, while her comments might be controversial, she did not regret what she had said. The controversy didn't just stop at words, it escalated to real-life action. A serious incident occurred when Nancy was assaulted by a stranger while walking on a street in Los Angeles. According to reports, the man approached Nancy and physically attacked her. Although she was not seriously injured, Nancy was shocked and reported the incident to the authorities. This event raised concerns about the consequences of publicly expressing personal opinions in a society that is increasingly divided and tense. However, the public did not merely criticize but also strongly condemned the violent actions. Many argued that physically assaulting someone for their differing opinions was unacceptable and reprehensible. Women's rights organizations and human rights advocates quickly spoke out, urging the public not to let ideological differences lead to violence. This made the incident a hot topic, not only because of Nancy's comments but also because of broader issues concerning freedom of speech and fair treatment in society. Nancy Lee Grahn's story not only reflects the current societal tensions but also highlights deeper issues regarding how we deal with natural disasters and how we treat those with differing opinions. In a society that is increasingly polarized, voicing dissatisfaction and disagreement with government decisions or influential individuals is inevitable. However, how these views are expressed and to what extent they are made requires careful consideration, as they may lead to unintended consequences, as we have seen in Nancy's case. After the news of Nancy Lee Grahn's assault spread within the community, public opinion split into two clear camps. One side condemned the act of violence, asserting that no reason could justify the use of physical force to resolve disagreements. The other side, while not supporting the violence, argued that Nancy's comments had only escalated the tension and increased division within the community. They believed that continuing to criticize an individual or the government so intensely would not benefit anyone and would only make things worse. Many criticized Nancy for not realizing the impact of her public statements. In a society where the actions and words of public figures can have a profound impact, such criticisms are not merely personal opinions but can provoke strong and even dangerous reactions. Some argued that Nancy had crossed the line by publicly criticizing the president and his supporters during a natural disaster when people were facing survival and had no time for political debates. On the other hand, some defended her, emphasizing that it is commendable for an influential person to speak out on social issues. These individuals felt that Nancy should not be criticized simply for expressing her dissatisfaction with how the government handled the disaster. They argued that without such strong voices, society could not change or progress. In fact, they believed her criticisms were necessary because they highlighted serious issues that the government needed to address. This case also sparked a larger debate about freedom of speech and the responsibility of public figures in society. While freedom of speech is one of the fundamental rights of citizens, using this right to publicly criticize individuals or organizations can have unforeseen consequences. Especially for influential people like Nancy Lee Grahn, every word spoken can lead to unwanted events. In this context, some criticized those who tried to defend Nancy's statements, claiming that such defense only made the issue worse and didn't help solve the challenges the community was facing. Rather than focusing on criticizing the government and others, they argued, people should direct their attention to practical actions that could help the wildfire victims. Some even encouraged Nancy to get involved in volunteer work, such as helping families who had lost their homes in the disaster, instead of continuing to criticize the government negatively. This became more apparent as many people began sharing their own stories of participating in volunteer efforts after the wildfire disaster. Some shared their efforts to assist the community, from providing food and water to helping those who had lost their homes find temporary shelter. Some even mentioned plans to fly to Los Angeles to participate in relief efforts, hoping to contribute to mitigating the catastrophic effects of the wildfires. These stories further highlighted the differences in how people respond to crises and made it clear that, despite differing opinions, everyone shared a common goal of helping those affected. While those involved in relief efforts were positive and hopeful, Nancy Lee Grahn remained firm in her stance. She continued to criticize those who disagreed with her views and reiterated that she would not back down from expressing her discontent. She continued to call on people to speak out and participate in protests, pushing for change in how the government handles social issues, especially in the context of natural disasters. Nancy believed that without strong voices from the public, social issues would never be fully addressed. Despite this, public criticism continued, and debates about her comments raged on across social media platforms. Nancy Lee Grahn's story is not just about a famous actress, but also an exemplary case of the challenges faced by influential people when expressing opinions on sensitive issues. She has become a symbol of exercising freedom of speech in the digital age, where every statement is subject to intense scrutiny and analysis.